So hello everyone, welcome to the Shubham Show. So today I'm starting a new series, a series where I will uncover the talents, the stories, the real journeys right here in St. Lawrence College at Kingston. So I'm starting a series of like my classmates. Like I'm currently taking the computer system technician program, and I saw lots of great ideas, lots great like talents and startup ideas, platforms and all. So I was just wondering that why not I just take this advantage and show the world that what we are and what we are doing here. So today, in the first episode of SLC's Got Talent, we have Chinenyeze, who has been doing software development and in the IT industry for last or more than a decade, right? Yeah. So let's do it. So we'll start with the introduction. So Chinenyeze, tell me that why did you take this program, like the computer system technician, and why is it like St. Lawrence College?
Actually, it's in my quest of knowledge. I've always, been curious about how things are coming and how I could do it also. So I think my curiosity led me to, the CST program because I wanted to know how servers are built because I do myself, right? I'm already make servers, so I didn't know how to, gain on, to get more in-depth knowledge on server development and everything. So that led me to, come to CST and, to enhance my knowledge of that.
That's cool. Like you had the basic knowledge, but you just wanted to like cover more. That. Nice. That's nice. So you have like studied before in Nigeria, right? It's at Imo State University, right?
Imo State
Imo State University. So like if I ask what is the biggest difference like between the St. Lawrence and the Imo University?
Well, there's a huge difference.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Here we do mostly theories and, less programming.
Okay.
Most of the programmings I know today, most of the programming languages I use are learned from my home.
Mhm.
There they just give like theories and then they set lots of questions and no hands-on, no much practicals to do. So it's been a
Just
great
the
experience.
paper.
So it's been a great experience, studying here. Because back home is more, pen and paper, and then, you writing a program, test or
Yeah.
exam using pen.
Oh,
So it's there's a huge gap.
oh yeah. Yeah, I can feel you. Okay. So let's dive into the technical journey. So I saw in your portfolio that you know many languages like C++, Python, Java, and many were like some of those I don't know about that yet. So I just have a question: that how do you decide that which language you're gonna use in your particular project?
Okay. Talking about projects, deciding on which one to use, maybe it's about my curiosity though. Most times I learn languages, and if you don't use them, you might not be really good at them, right? So I learned new language. I'm like, okay, I could use this language to build this thing. So I started using my knowledge, while using that language. I have some knowledge on the language, and I'm like, making mistakes, getting the corrections, and so if I'm able to build 2 or 3 softwares from from this new language I learned, it sticks in my memory.
Oh, okay.
So that's how most times I learn the language and I want to use it to build new stuff.
Okay, so first learning, then take experience of that.
Making the mistakes and that's it.
That's a good idea to it. Yeah, that's nice. So I have seen, and I'm a part of course, Cybersecurity. So it's an interesting name, first of all. So how did you get that name?
The name came from, about this dating app, coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the reason. So I'm like, okay, cybersecurity and labs, because I've done most cybersecurity certificates, and it's mostly just you watching someone talk about cybersecurity, CIA trials, stuff like that, but no hands-on stuff. So I decided to, this is cyber, this is labs, and magic.
Oh, that's how you just build a project. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So, like, how do you see it in the future, like in terms of technology?
Honestly, I plan to, you know, I plan to approach colleges to be able to use this project. I could make it to be easily integrated into the elements they use in most colleges right now. I plan to, have students learn with this and get proper hands-on experience. Most things we learn here is few softwares, and you have to load your laptop with
Oh,
those
yeah.
softwares. Yeah. So I plan to make it really easy, embedding a lot of softwares in it, and being able to like have students learn with it.
Yeah.
So I see it as my future plans for it is something it's really big, alright. So I see it as something I expect every tech student to be able to like come in there and learn one or two things.
Okay, that's a good idea. That's a good intention. That's nice. And I saw one other project, like it's a Kali transpiller, yeah. Yeah. So like how does it work, and how can a programmer or a developer can use it?
Okay, Kali Transmitter, it's about, when I started working on Cyber Lab, I know it's not something I can work alone on. So I decided to I need more programmers on board. But, some programmers don't know, this language. So I decided that, okay, even if you don't know the language I'm using to build this particular software, you could, come with what you have. Your knowledge, let's say you just know PHP, and you could just write some code in PHP, you give it to me, and I, convert it to the one that
This is the translator of computer languages. Yeah, you have just built the software for employees so you can communicate. That's nice. That's nice.
And also, sorry, this could also, help most companies not to stick to, okay, you have programmer, but know this language we're using here. You could employ anyone as long as they have a solid knowledge. They could also, use this particular transpiller to convert their code, so everyone gets to work on this particular project. No matter how it is.
Yeah, that's nice. Like you don't have to speak with the one language that the company is using. You can use whatever language you're comfortable with. Yeah, just work it, just do it.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, let's dive into cybersecurity. So, as yourself, you are an interest investor and threat analyst, and of course, a cybersecurity expert. So, what are the most common vulnerabilities you see? Today's many developers are avoiding them. Yeah, that's not it.
Most vulnerabilities I know and I encounter most times because I do repair those websites. So most developers, most programmers, they just come, they just write codes as long as it runs and as long as it's doing this job, they leave it like that without securing their codes. So if you don't properly write your codes, so I could come in a space that is meant for you think normal people are going to put normal text in there and log into their websites, but a hacker can come in there, load your websites, or load it with virus, load it with malicious codes, and your website will start malfunctioning. So you need to secure your codes properly and be able to so when a very unfamiliar code is being put into the text box, the system will be able to accept it because it's not the format, So those are very common things I repeat.
Okay, that makes sense actually. You have to write the code properly and store it in a secure place. Yeah, so that's So, I saw that like you have worked with many clients. So, what was the one situation where you thought that okay, your cybersecurity skills really impacted here?
It's normally on my because I choose a key point of sale for my projects, my restaurant project.
Okay.
So I decided to take this on my own.
Mhm.
So after building it, I posted it. It was like something everyone was seeing. This guy, this is his restaurant, this is his point of sale. So most people decided to attack my project. Yeah. So on the day of my restaurant's opening, I don't know what happened. The orders were being written by book instead of my projects. Alright. So I came up and I was like, what's going on here? And they said, it's showing us no network or something. So I kind of like dropped everything and went back home and I had to retrieve from back up where I go. I don't know, my codes were like infected due to the kind of company I bought my hosting from. So I think it's something that came from the hosting because I was really sure about my code. So I had to like back up and move to another company and everything started working good. Yeah, so that was really tough for me because it's my own project. It's on my own day and that happened. So, and I've learned from that. Before I buy, that's why I told you about me building startups by myself. Before I buy anything from anyone, I need to look at reputation. Because I don't really know what happened that day and they didn't buy me when I got any tickets.
Yeah, like it happens sometimes. You have to go through a bad experiences to learn something new. That's life.
You need to back up. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you should come back up.
Okay, that was something. So, and what are your thoughts on the rise of AI in the cybersecurity?
Honestly, AI is taking over everything.
Yeah.
So AI has really affected me. Like most people now, they just try to use AI to probably do fast end because AI has actually taken over the job of front end developers. When it comes to cybersecurity, AI is doing a lot of jobs here too. So AI can be used to do a lot of things, which me and I know.
Oh yeah.
It's taking a lot of jobs.
Yeah, it's like AI is like bringing the code and I'm developers like okay, this is scaring us.
Yeah. So no much things, but when it comes to like usefulness, it makes I love AI. It makes the job faster and easier, explaining it. Most times you could like use AI to like it's your best friend, right? So you can ask the dumbest question. Something you can't
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't ask the like person explaining to you.
Yeah. You just ask AI and
you
can
yeah, that's a good perspective. And like I always tell that like don't use AI as a, like just answer question. Just use it as a learning tool.
Yeah.
To learn the new things because AI is like whole like book of everything in the world. You can learn anything from that. So that's nice. Thank you. So let's go to the learning. So do you usually participate in hackathons or like CPS or something like that?
Yeah, there was this hackathon. Before I came to Canada, I didn't used to. I wasn't used to LinkedIn.
Okay.
So, but I've really joined a few links through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Back home, it's just something of tech events. We set up the place and then participate in all those things. But not really something you end up putting on the profile.
Okay.
Yeah, but here I see people after participating.
Yeah. It's like if you participate, you will post it. And like of course because you don't know that you are doing something, you are participating in something. That's good. Yeah. So and this is my personal question actually. Like, if you have just started a cybersecurity journey like me as a beginner, so like, what would the roadmap like? Just the pathway to get to be the expert.
Firstly, you start with a channel. You need to, focus on a particular branch. Right? Because if you just start, learning from the center, it's probably going to overwhelm you. So you need to know the basics. You need to know the CI triad. You need to know how to refresh, how to behave and everything. You're supposed to be, you need to know what you're going to face when, let's say, you face someone or you face a kind of situation. So you need to know the basics first. Then you pick a branch which you want to study, which you want to, proceed with this conscious principles. You learn a lot and then focus on another thing. If you want to go into pen testing full time. So you must firstly start with the basics. Because the basics most times, let's say you get to an interview, you're gonna get some questions from the basics. Just to test your basic knowledge and this stuff for going higher. So most times, let's say they ask you basic question right now.
Yeah, it's like sometimes they just ask you a simplest question.
And mess it up.
Yeah, like you are having big problems in your mind and you just messed up that. Yeah, I do that really. So
one of the basics.
Yeah.
One of the best ways to start. So you're grounded in what you're doing.
That's a nice idea. That's nice. So, I know that you are doing coding, cybersecurity research, and of course, I'm today with the technology as well. So, how do you do this?
Honestly, I do most of my stuff in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I wake up, it's like my most productive time, right? I could decide that okay, this week I'm gonna do these few things, and most times you wake up, you decide okay, I'm gonna go deeper to go into it. I want to learn how to do these kind of things. Because when you know a programming language so well, you can start making something, creating some kind of
That's nice.
So most times I decide okay, I'm gonna learn new language. So some new languages come out and most people are talking about it in the tech space. I'm like, okay. And mostly the ones coming out, if you have a knowledge in let's say Python, you could get to learn the basic.
Yeah.
With the basic knowledge you have in one programming language that is related to this new one, you could create something new from
Create something new.
Yeah.
That's nice. And of course, if you are just waking up all day doing the works, that will you are fresh, right?
Yeah.
So you make something good. That's nice. I'll always do the same. So, this is a funny question. If you could go and on your 18-year-old version, so what one piece of advice you would give to you?
Okay. The one piece of advice would be get into tech fully and also get into the health field.
Okay.
Yeah, I have my bachelor's from back home already, and most things right now in tech you could teach yourself. You could just take just sign up a data class online and learn it.
Oh yeah.
Right? So since I already have bachelor's, I could go into maybe cybersecurity in the health field.
Okay.
Right, so that's what I'm looking at right now. So if I were to go back 18 years ago, I would advise myself to get into tech and also into the health field.
Okay. So just the main focus.
Yeah.
You should focus on this. Yeah. That's nice. So, typical interview question that where do you see yourself and your projects in the next 5 years?
I'm looking at Cali Capital Group because it has been in existence for about 6 to 7 years now. So I'm looking at Cali Capital Group to be able for I'm looking at building my own hosting company. I'm looking at having this cybersecurity where you can have a lot of cybersecurity personnel, security fire, training cybersecurity experts and everything. So I'm looking at something really good. And also at my projects, especially the cyber lab projects, I'm looking at it to be something that be used in colleges and universities worldwide.
Yeah.
My first first one was to like make it free for everyone. But as time goes on, I'm investing in lot in it,
Yeah.
like buying different servers and doing a lot of things. And it's something that I decided to go all in, invest in it. So, but I'm looking at it to be something that would really be used in everywhere to teach students. Because I love when you know something, you know it properly.
Of course.
Not just because they told you.
Yeah, it's like you know the logic behind it, you know the proper reason that why it is happening and all.
Yeah.
And I saw that like of course, then I was like, okay, this guy has invested his time, energies, and like much more. That makes sense. That's nice. Nice. So, a final question: that what is the coolest and the weirdest thing you have built or had? Just for fun.
The coolest thing would be this project, alright?
Okay.
This Cyber Slab project is something, and also the Kali Transpiller.
Okay, yeah.
As I came to Canada, it seems like my thinking and everything has really developed beyond what we see back in Africa. So the coolest one would be this Kali Transpiller.
Okay, yeah.
Firstly, I didn't use any database, alright? So it's just mere language. I just wrote the codes and I fed the system to be able to understand and dictate. Like I did a lot of job on that, and it didn't take me up to a week to map out everything I want, and then coding it was about a month plus because I put to work like every morning. I write and I stop around 12, then I get up on my day because I'm always on my bed writing my code. So the coolest would be Kali Transpiller because honestly most people love it. When they look at it, they love it.
Yeah, I was like really startled. Okay, you have this something good.
Yeah, so most people love it and most people tell me that companies could use it. So that wow, I didn't have this vision for it. I only wanted to use it for this project. So others could participate, not minding the language you're really good at. So the best one and my favorite one is this Kali Transpiller. I would say. Then the weirdest thing, most times I mess with people's website. Just to check out their website things.
Yeah.
I could load in maybe just a time something in your database and maybe mess up your admin. And most times I could also take over my website if I want to take over, if I can. Because most people just build write codes just because they know how to write it. I don't know. They don't secure their codes. So when I see such vulnerabilities, I just try to explore and see what extent I can get into. So most times I mess with the website, most times. So now when you're really busy, you don't do those things. Guys, you're really busy.
I can see that. That's alright. That is fun actually.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah, it's nice. So yeah, that's it for today. Yeah, love to have a conversation with you. So thank you guys for listening to us, and of course, follow and connect with me on LinkedIn and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you guys.